Hello, royal folks. It's good to see you all here again. This is your regular dose of royal news and analysis. Before we move on to any further details, I would really love to thank you all for your enormous love and support. But before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. Thank you so much for your time and support. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex could apparently do a documentary to mark 30 years since Princess Diana's death. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are reportedly in discussions to create a new documentary focusing on the life and legacy of Princess Diana as part of their renewed partnership with streaming giant Netflix. The project, which is believed to be in the early stages of development, could potentially coincide with the 30th anniversary of Diana's tragic death in Paris in 1997. According to reports, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who first signed a multi-million-pound production deal with Netflix in 2020, have agreed to extend their collaboration with the platform under a new First Look arrangement. The agreement ensures that Netflix will continue to have priority access to the couple's creative projects, which in the past have ranged from intimate docuseries to animated features. While details of the couple's future plans have been closely guarded, industry sources suggest that one of the most significant proposals on the table is a documentary centered on Princess Diana, her life, her humanitarian work, her enduring global influence, and the impact of her untimely death on her family and the world. If approved, the documentary would reportedly be timed for release in 2027, a year marking 3 decades since Diana's fatal car crash in Paris. That night, on August 31, 1997, the then 36-year-old Princess of Wales died along with her companion, Dodi Fade, and their driver, Henry Paul, in a crash that stunned the world and triggered a global outpouring of grief. According to The Sun, sources within the industry believe Netflix would be eager to commission such a project. If Harry wants to do it, Netflix will bite his hand off, one insider reportedly said, highlighting both the commercial potential and the emotional resonance such a documentary would carry. The idea of a Diana-focused project is not new. Over the years, filmmakers, authors, and journalists have revisited her story countless times, exploring her life within the royal family, her marriage and subsequent divorce from then Prince Charles, her humanitarian campaigns, and her complicated relationship with the media. Yet a documentary helmed by her youngest son would arguably bring a uniquely personal dimension to the subject matter. Prince Harry, now 40, has frequently spoken about the deep and lasting impact his mother's death had on his life. From interviews to public appearances to his candid 2023 memoir Spare, Harry has not shied away from discussing the trauma of losing his mother at the age of 12. In Spare, Harry recounted the haunting memory of being informed about Diana's passing while staying at Balmoral Castle in Scotland with other members of the royal family. He also described the harrowing experience of walking behind his mother's coffin during the funeral procession, an image that became one of the most enduring symbols of Britain's mourning in 1997. The memoir also revealed one of Harry's most poignant regrets, his final conversation with his mother. Diana had called from Paris the night of her death, but Harry, preoccupied with playing with his brother Prince William and cousins, kept the call brief. She'd called early in the evening, the night of the crash, but I was running around with Willie and my cousins and didn't want to stop playing, so I'd been short with her, Harry wrote. Impatient to get back to my games. I wished I'd searched for the words to describe how much I loved her. This candor has become central to Harry's public identity. Unlike other members of the royal family, who typically maintain a reserved silence regarding personal grief, Harry has consistently chosen openness. A documentary exploring Diana's story, seen through his eyes, would likely continue in this vein, combining public history with deeply personal testimony. While the project is closely associated with Harry's personal history, Meghan Markle is also expected to play a significant role in shaping the narrative and production. Since stepping back from royal duties in 2020, the Duchess of Sussex has pursued her own creative ventures, including producing children's programming, narrating documentaries, and developing scripted series. Their first Netflix project, Harry and Meghan, a six-part docuseries released in 2022, offered an unfiltered look at their relationship, their departure from the royal family, and their new lives in California. The series drew record-breaking viewership for Netflix and demonstrated the couple's ability to generate global attention. Industry analysts suggest that a Diana-focused documentary could represent the next logical step in their content strategy, combining intimate family storytelling with themes of resilience, legacy, and global humanitarianism, all of which align with the Sussexes' public image. Nearly 3 decades after her death, Princess Diana remains one of the most admired and discussed figures of the modern era. Known as the People's Princess, Diana reshaped the image of the British monarchy with her warmth, compassion, and willingness to connect with people on a human level. Her work on issues such as HIV/AIDS awareness, homelessness, mental health, and the campaign against landmines continues to inspire activists and organizations today. Diana's style, charisma, and turbulent personal life also ensured her place as an enduring cultural icon. Television dramas such as Netflix's Own the Crown have reignited public fascination with Diana, introducing her story to younger generations who did not witness her life and death firsthand. Documentaries marking key anniversaries of her passing have consistently attracted high viewership, underscoring the continued appetite for content about her. A film shaped by Harry's perspective, however, would carry an authenticity that few other projects could match. As both a grieving son and a global public figure, Harry's voice could offer insight into Diana not just as a royal, but as a mother navigating extraordinary pressures. For Netflix, the renewed deal with Harry and Meghan represents both an opportunity and a challenge. When the couple first announced their partnership with the platform in 2020, expectations were sky high. Their company, Archewell Productions, pledged to create inspirational programming that informs and gives hope. Over the years, however, the Sussexes' collaboration with Netflix has seen mixed results. While Harry and Meghan was a ratings success, other projects, such as Meghan's animated children's series Pearl, were quietly shelved. Critics have questioned whether the couple can consistently deliver content that matches the scale of their reported $100 million deal. A Diana documentary, however, would almost certainly be a flagship project. Its timing in 2027, combined with the global resonance of Diana's story, could guarantee strong international viewership and help solidify the Sussexes' reputation as serious content creators rather than simply celebrities. Despite the potential, such a project would not be without challenges. The royal family has traditionally been cautious and at times resistant about how Diana's legacy is portrayed. Any project spearheaded by Harry would likely draw scrutiny from royal commentators and could reignite tensions between Harry and his relatives in the United Kingdom. Public opinion would also play a role. While many admire Harry's candor, others have criticized him for sharing too much personal detail in recent years. Balancing authenticity with sensitivity will be crucial for the documentary's reception. Moreover, the subject of Diana's death remains deeply painful for many. A program timed to the 30th anniversary could invite accusations of commercial exploitation unless handled with exceptional care. At present, the Diana documentary remains in the discussion stage, with no official confirmation from Netflix or the Sussexes' Archewell Productions. However, reports suggest that the couple has several projects in development as part of their new agreement, ranging from scripted drama to unscripted features. Whether or not the Diana film moves forward, the very idea of it speaks to Harry's enduring desire to honor his mother's memory and to tell her story on his own terms. For millions around the world who remember the shock of 1997, and for younger audiences who know Diana only through photographs and dramatizations, the project could serve as both tribute and testimony. As the anniversary approaches, the world will be watching closely to see whether Harry chooses to once again open his heart and share his story. Princess Diana's influence has outlived her by decades, shaping everything from royal public relations to global philanthropy. For Prince Harry, her presence is felt not only in his personal memories, but also in his public mission. From his advocacy for mental health to his humanitarian work in Africa, echoes of Diana's commitments are evident. If this reported documentary comes to fruition, it will likely add another layer to the complex and evolving narrative of Diana's legacy, one told not by outsiders or historians, but by the son who knew her best. For Netflix, it represents a chance to produce content with unparalleled emotional and cultural weight. For Harry, it's an opportunity to honor his mother, confront his past, and perhaps reconcile with the world that once watched his grief in silence. And for global audiences, it promises a renewed glimpse into a story that, even 30 years later, continues to resonate. So, what do you think about this news, guys? Write down in the comments what you think and let me know. Until then, guess we'll just have to wait and see if things turns out to be something after all. Subscribe now and become part of a community dedicated to diving deep into the stories that touch our lives. Your support is more than just a click. It's a commitment to staying connected and engaged with what matters most. As simple as that. Thank you so much.